I don't know what the policy used to be, so let's see what it got reversed to. A coalition of female military veterans in Congress is calling on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to answer for an abrupt reversal of a policy change that allowed female Air Force pilots the chance to fly for more of their pregnant. No. I'm sorry. Let me read that one more time before I actually say something. To answer for an abrupt reversal of a policy change that allowed female Air Force pilots the chance to fly for more of their pregnancy, calling the move purely political and warning that it threatened combat capability and military readiness in the already undermanned pilot community. I know that y'all are really good at y'all's job, but even the best male pilot, it doesn't all hinge on just him. Okay, so stop it. I hate when they do this. I hate when they say, oh, it's gonna destroy our readiness. 1 or 2 females that we bring out of the fucking sky because they're pregnant and we don't want that baby getting fucked on by G-forces. Yeah, let's ground you. I don't mind that. Holy shit, why are you even so mad? It's like pregnant women do it in the civilian sector, civilian sector all the time. Hell, they want to do it in the civilian sector, and here you are wanting to stay in the plane for even a longer period of time of your pregnancy. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't seem conducive to the baby. And if you can prove to me that it's not, then by all means, fly away. Right? But if it is, get the fuck out of the plane, girl. At least that's how I'm reading it. How is that even political? I think they're looking out for the fetus. Or am I wrong? In a letter sent Friday, Representative Chrissy Houlihan joined 4 veteran co-signers in asking Hegseth and acting Air Force Secretary Gary Ashworth to explain the Air Force's reasoning for the policy change, published April 1st, with little fanfare, which bars female pilots from flying at all in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, and bars aircrew from flying in high-performance aircrafts and planes with ejection seats at any point during a pregnancy. I can't believe we're mad about this. I can't believe that we're putting rules into place to look out for a human fetus, a brand new child into this world, and this is the equivalent of like Danica Patrick and a couple of other female fucking race car drivers getting together and being like, I think we should be allowed to drive these cars at 8 months. Yeah, and if you tell us that we can't drive these cars and race at 6 to 8 months of pregnancy, you're fucking bigot, you're sexist, you can't tell me how to live my life. Okay. Alright. I'm not a female, and I was never pregnant, and I was in the military, and the military still told me what I was and was not allowed to do with my body. So sorry, ladies, you belong to the motherfucking government. That's just how it goes. You have no say. They don't even have to give you a reason. This is the military. Others who signed the letter include Senator Tammy Duckworth. It's just all chicks, I feel, really, because I don't see a single fucking dude's name on here. Yeah. Representative Mikey, that's gotta be a chick. Maggie Goodlander, all whom served as military officers prior to their time in Congress. The policy update does increase the pregnancy flying window by 4 weeks. I can't believe that they're even allowed in the plane, period, which had previously been prohibited. But it also makes it much more difficult to get a waiver for the new restrictions, raising that authority from the installation flight surgeon to the major command level. So you could get a waiver to fly past 32 weeks as a pregnant female in one of these planes. However, the installation's flight surgeon general, his authority got raised to command level, which means that he outranks your boss. You get pregnant, you birth your kid, and you come back, and you get back in the plane. What's the big deal? You didn't think of this like when you were starting your military career? Like, hey, one day I might want to have kids, but one day I still might want to fly these planes. And I don't think both can be conducive to one another. I'm gonna have to pick one at some point because I doubt the military is gonna let me. You didn't even think of that? Like, reversing the flying while pregnant policy would reinstate the penalties that Air Force aircrew and aviators faced before the policy's 2019 revisions. In 2018, over 400 Air Force aircrew members were pregnant and as a result, grounded from flying aircrafts. Air Force members grounded for the duration or part of their pregnancy faced the loss of long-term landing instrument and other currency. Moreover, they face the possibility of being ineligible to fly for at least 12 months, including postpartum. Well, yeah, girl, like, I've heard this before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if it's true or not. But don't ladies have a chance to acquire vertigo after pregnancy? Vertigo, like loss of balance, man. Like, you fucking... Isn't that like somewhat of a common thing for ladies when they give birth? Is vertigo after they had, it's like a thing they acquire afterwards, because that quarterback might feel that his leg is healed, but then you let him go out there, he gets fucked up even worse. So do you see what I'm saying? I don't think y'all are understanding that. The length of time away from their aircraft, the lawmakers wrote, required a costly and resource-intensive flight requalification process. That's part of the job, man. That's part of being a pilot. Yes, you're going to have to requalify. You're going to have to redo all this shit. Naturally, man. I've had to requalify on vehicles all the time. You're talking about a multi-million-dollar aircraft, bro. You can't take chances. The result was a loss of combat capability and readiness due to reduced aircrew capacity, avoiding costs from a multi-million-dollar requalification training, and negative effects on the retention and morale of servicewomen aviators. Well, look, listen, no one's forcing you to have children, but the military has standards on what is allowed when it comes to women being pregnant, okay? You know, I've seen women in the civilian sector complain less than this. The letter calls on the Air Force and Pentagon to cite any new medical data that led to the reversal and provide evidence of risk to justify total restrictions for flight in ejection seat aircrafts. It also asked for data related to waivers granted for pregnant air crew since 2019. Okay, but ladies, what about this? What about this? Are you willing to sign a waiver with the military, an extension to your contract, that says that if they do let you in this aircraft past the allotted time frame that they recommend, that if anything were to happen to your child, they're not liable? I mean, then again, soldiers can't sue the military. Soldiers also can't even sue each other. But would you be willing to do that? Because you really want to get into that aircraft, and you really kind of sort of want to put this kid at risk. And you said what I said. Well, show me the medical proof that would say that our children would be more at risk if we were to fly past this threshold. Are you willing to sign a document stating that the military is not liable for anything that happens after that mark, if you so choose to do that? Would you be willing to do that? Because if you're not willing to do that, then this actually doesn't really matter all that much to you. As the U.S. Secretary of Defense, you have consistently emphasized the importance of combat readiness and military lethality in ensuring national security. More recently, during a Pentagon town hall, you highlighted the urgency of maintaining military readiness in the face of global threats. We are ready. Just because we're missing 3 or 4 chicks out of the sky doesn't mean that everything's just gonna crumble to the ground. Stop doing that. Stop fear-mongering. It's pissing me off. Leave that shit to CNN and fucking MSNBC and all these cocksuckers in the mainstream media. Stop doing that as service members. It's cringe, okay? If they take me, and me only, and me in particular out of the fight, that is severely going to hinder our combat readiness. Do you know how combat ready we actually are, ladies? Seriously, it all doesn't hinge on you. You're not the most important person in the fucking room. You're not even the most important player on the team. So stop. It's annoying. The Air Force has provided little information about how the policy change came about. In response to questions from Military Times, a spokesperson said, the Air Force Surgeon General provided a recommendation to the Air Force Chief of Staff, but could not say when the recommendation was made or how long the change had been in planning. There were no medical incidents involving pregnant aviators on the duty that prompted the policy change, the spokesperson said. In an interview Tuesday, Houlihan told Military Times that while it wasn't clear what spurred the change, it's hard not to make the connection between the reversal and the installment of Hegseth, who, in concert with the Donald Trump White House, has fired a number of high-profile female officers and directed the dissolution of advisory teams, including those advocating for women in service. Do you want to know how many dudes he's fired? Do you want to play this game, ladies? I'm almost pretty sure he's fired quadruple the dudes than he has women. Do y'all really want to go down this route? Y'all really want to play this? He's only firing women. Wrong. Not true. He's actually fired more dudes than anything else. please. And he just fired 2 of them. 2 really important ones. A 4-star general, actually. So, stop it. Stop it. So with this complaining, see? This is like, with the wah. It's not safe for your fucking kid, lady, and I can't believe they let you up there to begin with, even 3 days pregnant. 3 days pregnant, I can't believe they let you in these fucking planes. And the fact that they let you up there at all is a fucking blessing for you, and you're complaining. Shut up! You're making the Air Force look bad. I'm sorry. You might be butthurt. You might be like, why'd they do this? Wah. Oh my god. You're making the Air Force look bad. Stop complaining. It's very unfortunate. It's a very unfortunate political decision because I think it penalizes women who are aviators, women pilots who I believe have their own autonomy and ability to make decisions about what they care about, their bodies and their careers. Yeah, but if something goes wrong, everyone's gonna look at the military. You're not looking at this the way the military looks at this. If something happens to you or that kid, they're not gonna say, oh, well, it was Mrs. Houlihan or it was Mrs. So-and-so, that was her decision. No, they're gonna be like, hey, sir, general, captain, Mr. President, what the fuck is going on? Why are these females dead? Why is that kid dead? Why did she lose her baby? That's how it's gonna go. But y'all don't think of it like that, do you? It me. No, and it's not even gonna come back to you if something happens to you. It's gonna come back to the person that fucking owns you, bro. Uncle Sam. He owns all of us. Stop it. Like, stop it. You're a number. Stop it. You think you're a girl? You think you're a female? You're not. You're a soldier. Stop it. You're green. It's just the Karen Mafia freaking out. I'm about to sit them the fuck down. They're gonna learn today. Which I feel like I already have. This is just a case of a whole bunch of whiny girls stomping their feet. Because Starbucks removed their favorite coupon. Rutenberg began writing data-driven papers using available medical and flight data to advocate for women to have more autonomy over their careers while pregnant. Submitting her research to help inform policy and reduce unnecessary restrictions. Her work was behind a 2022 Air Force policy change that rolled back flight restrictions enacted in 2019, allowing women to apply for waivers to fly in the first and third trimesters and giving broad permission to fly in the second trimester in non-ejection seat aircrafts. Yeah, pregnant women would be allowed to fly, but they'd be in non-ejection seat aircrafts. Basically, there's a lot of planes that the Air Force has a lot of aircrafts that don't go as fast as the F-35. They don't go as fast as the F-22. They don't go as fast as the F-16, right? And cargo planes and shit like that. C-17, C-130, stuff like that. Pregnant females probably can't operate those planes. But an actual fighter jet, I don't even think she should be pregnant, period. An actual fighter jet. So, I'll roll it back, man. Really. Now that I read further, yeah, C-17s and stuff like that. I thought we were talking about specifically fighter jets. Man, and in planes. But again, still though. But hey, whatever, dude. You know what? I'll say this. Do what y'all want to do, ladies. But I swear to fucking God, the second one of you loses a child because of being in the sky, and you dare blame the service for it, man, I'm going to fucking roast you. We feel this isn't science-based, she said. We feel this is misogyny and taking advantage of the political climate. I don't think it's misogynist at all. I think it's common sense. After a certain point, you shouldn't fly a plane. After a certain point, you shouldn't get on a fucking motorcycle, ladies, if you're pregnant. You ever seen a pregnant lady on a motorcycle? Have you? And when you did, what did you say to her? I know what she said. I have my own autonomy, and if I want to ride this goddamn hog up until 9 months, good sir, I will. Never seen that. But look at y'all. So weird. Danielle Willis, who flew F-16s and T-38 trainers for the Air Force and served as Vice Director of Operations at U.S. Northern Command and North American Aerospace Defense Command. Oh, NORAD. Jesus Christ. Before retiring as colonel in February, said that in accordance with legacy policies, she'd been grounded from flight the duration of each of her 2 pregnancies and the recovery that followed. Oh, would you look at that? And she flew her whole fucking career and ended up being vice director of NORAD. Do you know how impressive of a job that is? What the fuck are we crying about, ladies? Jesus Christ. She said she was disappointed to see an out-of-the-blue reversal decision that was presented without new data or information to support it. You want to know what's crazy, Danielle? You want to know what's crazy? Is that my whole life, I've always operated under the assumption that pregnant women weren't even allowed in those planes because they were pregnant. Why? Because they were pregnant. For what reason? Because they were pregnant. I went my whole life like that, thinking that. Not because of misogyny, not because of the fucking patriarchy, not because of Donald Trump, but because that's what my brain did. I was just like, well, you don't really see, I don't know, fucking a pregnant lady doing Evel Knievel shit. You don't really see her on a motorcycle. You don't really see her on fucking speedboats. You don't really see her drinking. You don't really see her doing any kinds of crazy, ridiculous, dangerous shit. Why? Because she's pregnant. So in my head, naturally, as a child and as a teenager and as a growing adult and even serving time in the service, I never saw a pregnant pilot. So naturally, I thought in my head, y'all weren't even allowed to be up there while pregnant. So excuse the shit out of me if this comes as a surprise to me too. I'm not even gonna be able to upload this one to YouTube. This is gonna get demonetized. Because I was sitting here thinking the whole time that y'all shouldn't even have been up there to fucking begin with. And here I find out that y'all actually are allowed to be up there, which blows my mind completely to begin with. My mind's not even blown for the same reasons that your mind is blown. My mind is blown because they actually let you up there. Pregnant. Wild. I didn't even know that. And you're mad because they won't allow you to be up there longer while you're pregnant. I must be missing something. Y'all know something I don't know. This can't be this stupid. So, because it can't be that stupid, I'm automatically gonna assume that maybe I'm stupid and y'all know something that I don't. And that y'all are smarter than me somehow. That's gotta be it, right? Y'all have to be smarter than me. Y'all have to know something I don't know. Maybe it's because you've done the job and I haven't. I don't know, but it really just does, I don't know. And guess what? You're in the military. When you're in the military doesn't have to tell you shit, ladies. I know it's kind of hard, right, hearing that, right? Because you're probably always used to getting your way. You're probably always used to getting an answer when you demand it. But when you demand an answer from the big bosses, they don't have to tell you a goddamn thing. They don't have to give you a reason. They don't have to tell you shit. They don't. So, might want to get used to that. How you're not used to that already, and some of you have, what, 10, 15, 20 plus years in the service? Beyond me. Beyond me. I don't know how y'all don't get it. The military doesn't fucking owe you anything. They don't owe you an answer. They don't owe you an explanation. They don't need to tell you why. Man, again, think of the military like they're your mommy and daddy. When you were a child, did your mommy and daddy give you a reason for shit? No. Just go to your fucking room and shut the fuck up. That because I said so. There you go, ladies. That's the military. I'm sorry that it took you this long to figure out how it actually works. You finally... It's crazy that they're this far in their career, and they're finally getting the treatment that most of us dudes get all the time. Hey, Sergeant, why don't we just shut the fuck up, soldier? I didn't ask you. I didn't ask nothing. I'm not telling you why. I'm not telling you where. I'm not telling you when. Shut the fuck up. When I tell you something, that's when I tell you something. Don't ask me shit. You don't demand answers from me. Who the fuck are you? We got talked to like that all the time. And here y'all are getting talked to like that barely, a little bit, and y'all are just like, wah, wah. We can't put our babies in further danger. Wah. Okay. All right. My vote is always gonna be that y'all shouldn't be up there pregnant, but that's just me, and it has nothing to do with misogyny. It's just a logical thinking fucking human being that knows how fragile a baby's life can be and just how fragile a pregnancy can be. There's been women that have simply just fallen down, I don't know, three, four steps of stairs, and they lost the baby. It's wild. There's been ladies that have like tripped on an extension cord, fell, lost the baby. There's been wild shit that has happened that has caused ladies to lose children for something less than simply being up in the sky taking G-forces, right? So that's the way my brain works. That's the way it's gonna continue to work. I don't know what the fuck you ladies are on, but y'all need to get off it.